you're being worked like what? Approximately 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
It's gonna be very hectic.
Yeah.
I mean, like to Bangalore, mein every corner you have an agency.
Because when I first saw the Ritik wala was the only thing I saw. मेरे को तो अच्छा लगा, good idea. But
So, abhi what I've seen is like these reels and all. They're doing pretty well.
It's a meme university is there where people.
Bro.
Awards के बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे.
Bro, I got a call yesterday itself. I got a call from this. I'll take the name. Fuck it.
Hello everyone. Welcome to our Brew Your Market podcast. Today I have Rakshit with me. I'm sure quite a familiar face. और आज रक्षित हम किस बारे में बात करने वाले हैं?
Agencies.
Agencies. Wow.
Yeah. What about agencies, par? Like, I mean, you told me agencies and I'm here. But I don't know what about and I'm like, ठीक है करते हैं.
I think agencies will try to cover as much as possible.
Okay.
I come from an agency background.
Okay.
So I will take on the topic.
Uh-huh.
But we'll try to cover what agencies do, what are the different types of agencies, any hacks and backs. And,
Okay.
I'll try to take out some secrets about the dark things about, agencies.
I'm looking forward to it. Like, see, I've always wanted to work in an agency, but never got the chance to. Like, I've worked with media companies and all, and people say that's very close to an agency.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking to learn as much and also contribute as much as I can,
Right.
but learn more from you.
So, I mean, to start with, since you haven't worked with an agency, what have you thought about an agency or, when you were starting your career, what are the things you were hearing about, yaar, agency mein jana chahiye ki nahi jana chahiye? Because, बहुत common topic है that everyone, when they are starting their career, especially, I mean, in this media and marketing side, ये लोग बोलते हैं यार, we should start with agency or we should not start? Like, what was your thought or what were the things you were hearing around?
Yeah, I mean, you would know this because you were training me back then, like, I mean, digital marketing, and I asked you itself, like, karna chahiye kya and everything. And one thing that, I mean, like, you and others also have told me was, and I also agree, like, initially, if you're in an agency, you will get to learn a lot in different streams, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But also, you'll be it's very hard to get into. That's one, because what I've noticed is that, like, I tried applying to a few agencies, like big ones and everything, but I could not get into them because I did not have experience. And you have to slog your butt initially. If you're a fresher and if you're getting into an agency, it's gonna be really terrible because you're working, like, you're coming from a college background, and uske baad you're going to an agency and you're being worked like what? Approximately 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Right.
It's gonna be very hectic, right?
But,
that's why I chose.
I feel like completely agree on your second point. You have to slog your asses, guys, all right? You don't have to see when it comes, day and night. You just have to keep on working. But your first point, like, I comparatively feel it's very easy now to get into agencies. Yeah.
I mean, like to Bangalore, mein every corner you have an agency.
Not just small, even the big companies, like in colleges, agencies come for campus recruitment and placement. So I feel when I started back in 2013 or so about the agency culture, it was still comparatively new. मेरे से तो बस इतना पूछा था, do you have a laptop? Like, I said yes. Like, hey, come, you're hired. Right? And this was for a digital marketing role.
Yeah, dude. I applied for some roles, and like, I mean, like, it was social media only majorly, and like digital marketing executive and all that. But they were like, I mean, some people did not respond back, and some people were like, nahi, we're looking for people with 2 years of experience, 2.5 years of experience, and all that, 1.5 years of experience. And I'm like, okay, I don't have any. What do I do?
So that's it. For entry level job, it was still easy comparatively, but like, paid marketing and all, you can never get into it.
It's very hard.
Yeah, because
but that's where the money is also.
Yeah. But now I still feel, I mean, it's tried and proven also over the period of time. Like, people know that digital marketing works. People know that agency works, culture works. So I think the horizon has expanded.
So according to you, like, I mean, freshers should join an agency. Like, I mean, to start off, or is there an alternative? Like, to get the experience. that you're talking about?
Okay, completely talking from the experience point of view, I completely agree that you should start your journey with an agency. And also see, जो भी मैं ज्ञान और experience और जो भी बात करूँगा, that comes from my own experience, right? So for me, what I have seen my career growth and trajectory, and what I have seen amongst all my friends who are in the same field, agency definitely helps you. Not just purely because of, like, you know, the second point which you picked up, the amount of work which you have to do. It's also the different industry experience that you get, and on top of that, all channel experience. You know, I remember my back then manager, I went up to him and I said, और क्या कर सकते हैं यार, like Google, Facebook, media, buying, what else, like और क्या है digital marketing, man? He said, बस इतना ही तो है. Like, बस. So back then it was like,
I know you even told me, na, I remember you guiding me. It was like back then you were like, keep pestering your manager, keep asking them like if you can change like from your roles every 3 to 6 months. Because otherwise you'll be stuck in that. Like if you're starting off in a social media role, you'll be stuck in the social media role unless you switch within the company itself and telling your manager.
That zeal has to be there on individual to individual, because I've also seen people, you know, kind of being comfortable with what they were doing. Because see, if you're in an agency, if you're working and you have been there for good 6 months to 12 months, so that means you have already proven that you're good.
Yeah.
Because if you are not good, you can't survive agency for more than 6 months. So if you have crossed that time, you have crossed that, you know, your tenure of 12 months, 6 months, that means you're good. I think then it is good high time for you to ask for a change in terms of your profile that you're trying to build. I mean, it's, see, because where else you will get that opportunity, right? Unless and until it's an agency, you can just go out and ask all the kind of work you want to do.
But अगर नहीं मिला तो, like, I mean,
ideally you should get. I mean, if you are good, you should get. नहीं मिला तो company change करो. I mean, see, आपके ऊपर ही control होता है. Like, you have the control of your life and career, so you have to, you know, manage and guide it. So usually मिल जाता है. But where I started, this was like, you know, agency gives you that experience for not just different industries, but all different channels. So which is great. I mean, if you join any brand company or, you know, the product side, आप एक ही चीज करते रह जाओगे यार, because it's already so structured. Already, you know,
it'll take it 2 or 3 years to like shift.
That's also like on the...
That's also very hard, because unless you're like very high performing, even then they'll be like, "Acha, you're very high performing, why are you leaving?" and all that.
And 2-3 months, and see, मैंने तो personally, I've worked both from the agency and client side. See, let's underline the thing that you are talented and you're good enough. But that's also a problem sometimes. Especially now, for agency, that's not a problem. For agency, they will keep on thopifying you, you know, work and work, because you can handle it, you can manage it, right? You know, I've slept at night at, you know, agencies, and we have worked around, you know, late night. That's a common basic thing. But at client side, you know, especially when you come to the brand side, I've seen वहाँ पे थोड़ा problem हो जाता है, because इतना structured होता है ना रक्षित कि even if you want to get more work, वो नहीं मिलेगा. Yeah, because your manager also, उसके लिए you are an asset, right? वो क्यों shift करेगा when, you know, let's suppose, okay, let's take.
But I think it depends from industry to industry, na? Like, what do you think? Like, see, when I was working like in these media industry, media sector, or like even the gaming sector and all that, वहाँ पे things were like happening all the time, especially in gaming, because like this game that I was working with was a popular game. They had collabs every 6 months, not 6 months, every 3 months. They had some or the other collab going on, and every month they had like different themes, because they have to attract players. So there are different themes, so you have to come up with different strategies, different things. But it was just social media, because like when you're in social media, you'll be stuck in social media. But there was a lot of things going on.
So for you, it was easy to switch the roles in between?
I mean, I did not switch.
Or if not for you, like ideally, was there a culture?
There, it was only when you're leaving. Only when you're leaving the company, then it was easy. When you're leaving, they'll be like, "Acha, why are you leaving? इस पे चाहिए, like this thing, marketing में जाना. अच्छा, ठीक है, we can like see if we can get you. तब तक they'll not let you."
Suddenly you get value.
Exactly. Salary चाहिए.
क्या चाहिए?
Bro.
But unlike like now, what the situation is going on, you say to your manager, "Sir, I have an offer." Like abhi current situation mein, it is like, okay, TDY. So that's what is happening. What I'm seeing, like for me, it's a change, but that's what I'm seeing in client side. Good, nice. All right, so I have listed down some questions. So I have a laptop, and I have, so that we don't, you know, don't go off track.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, any agencies that you fancied, you know, maybe aspiring to reach or go their work, or any experience that, since you have been mostly from the client side, right? You have worked with agencies. So tell me about your experience, like how it was, like how you have worked with, how were, good or bad, any experience that you want to share.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've seen not so good experience. I mean, like, I can talk about that because I've heard at least, like I've worked very little with agencies, but at least I've heard a lot that it's not that easy and like, I mean, like to communicate and everything, right? I mean, I've heard of stories wherein like this one person like in this thing was that in some company wherein like they were working with an agency and once that agency person got to know that this person's leaving, they just ghosted them. They're like, "Acha, we don't really need to deal with you." And so when they were dealing with and they were replying to everyone else but that person, although that person was in a notice period.
Okay.
But it was like that. And I mean, that's not how you should work with clients, right? That's any client, not just big, small, or whatever.
Right.
But these are the kind of stories that I've heard, and they're not so pleasant. I don't know if every agency is like that. I mean, you can't just brand it. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But this is how I've heard of most.
Yeah, most,
at
yeah,
least.
currently. I mean, I would agree with you on this. So, I mean, just continuing on this question, I want to add up. ये agencies वाले इतने picky क्यों होते हैं? मतलब, why do they have such a, high nose? And I mean, like, constant feedback which never stops. I mean, yeah, for God's sake, एक खुद clarity रख लो ना यार, breathe देने से पहले.
Exactly.
Like, why it is not there? Like, especially again, you from the client side.
Are you asking clients?
No, I'm asking from the client side. Like, why you guys have such a high picky nose? Like, feedback कभी खत्म नहीं होता है, feedback का loops नहीं होता है. Designers, content guys, they are just after, you guys are after their asses, right? Change करना, prick करना है. At least एक client side में तो clarity रहे, तुम्हें क्या चाहिए? Like, why do you think?
No, the thing is, like, see, it depends. Again, like, I would say it depends from client to client. But what I have noticed is, even if we give out like these, say, proper briefs and everything, there will still be like clarity in you because it's because of lack of communication again between the agency and between the client side. Because the person who is the point of contact from the agency is not able to communicate effectively like with their team, either with their content team, or this person is not able to communicate. That's a major issue what I've seen.
Communication रहता है, problem is there always, you feel.
Yeah, but otherwise what I see is like that's the only reason why feedback goes. Otherwise, like, I mean, if the client has no clue at all kya chahiye, or he has something in his mind but he's not told it to that person, that's when all these issues happen.
But Rakshit, I feel it, like I have an experience in both agency and from the client side. Sometimes I feel, especially from, so both, I'll pick you both the points. So from the client side problem क्या होता है कि we know we need an agency, we know we need an extra kind of work, specialized kind of work, but पता नहीं वो brief
Expectations
is, that brief is never complete, and we sometimes feel यार अब एक expert है, so that expectation is there कि ये लोग करके देंगे, but मुझे भी exactly
let them figure it out.
मुझे भी exactly नहीं पता मुझे करना क्या है, मुझे पता है मुझे यहाँ तक जाना, पर कैसे जाना है I don't know, वो तुम figure out करो. इस side में क्या हो जाता है, from the agency side, like I honestly feel कि इतने प्रोजेक्ट्स होते हैं मेरे पास भी, like you're working on tons of projects, for then you have to prioritize which is best, which is good, and the team structure भी ऐसा होता है कि the team management, they will give you like high end projects for them, so वो भी एक challenge होता है. I think that's why you're not able to deliver what the client also needs.
Do you think agencies lack experience? I mean, like people in the agencies and everything?
No यार. I think वो फिर ये लोग differentiate बहुत smartly करते हैं on their high budget clients and all. So high end budget clients will always get the best people in the team, and फिर mid पे थोड़ा semi average, और नीचे जो जितने freshers 1 year वाले हैं वो थोड़े small scale वाले पे आ जाते हैं. So that they are smart about. I mean, if you're a big client for them in terms of pocket wise, they will always give you the best service. That's for sure.
That's nice to know.
I mean, there are a lot of examples which I'm sure most of the people would be knowing. पूरी टीम खड़ी कर देते हैं, like a new team they build up if you're a big client for them. Like new hiring हो रही है, 5 10 people are coming. It's not just they are moving over, moving the internal people over. They just take the entire team also.
That's madness.
Cool. So Rakshit, now again from the client side, I have a lot of questions because initially I started with
I'm very scared. I just want to be politically correct.
I want to understand your psyches, like the client side psyches. So I mean, you have different kind of work from the client side, right? Big, small, or whatever. How do you decide which agency to choose or not choose? They are small, they are medium size, they are big scale agencies. How do you choose, and क्या हर जगह do you need different agencies or one agency is enough to work around?
I think it again depends on the work, right? Like I'll give you an example. For example, like if you have like a small shoot, like you know it's like a 1 day thing, and like if you go via an agency, they'll charge you a bomb. So what I try to do is I try to go on Behance and look for freelancers. I don't even go via the agency route because I know they're going to charge a premium. Even a small one or a big one.
Correct, that's true.
And
that's true.
and also it depends from company to company, because not like some companies are only listed to like selected agencies, and they're all big. They're all medium or big, no small ones. So if you have to get a small agency, then you have to list them as a vendor, and that, like, especially with a MNC or like with a medium to big size company,
that's true.
it's a huge ass process. So you just don't go for small at all, like sometimes. Mostly that's what happens.
And also they have the expertise on board, so why not use them?
Yeah. That is also there. But then what, and we try to see, like, I mean, as much as possible in-house karne. Like, if it is possible, like, this thing was that, like, if you can use the people who are already in, try to use them. But if it's required, either, like, I mean, if it's a small thing, if it's a one-time thing or whatever, try to look for a freelancer. If it's like a huge project which has money involved and like huge budget and everything, then agencies, right?
So, I mean, okay, this is another question, which, most of the people ask. I do a lot of consulting here and there, especially the startups and founders. They have this thing, yeah, Abhi, we have just started. My question is, Abhi, मैं in-house बनाऊँ team, या I should take an agency? So, what's your take on that?
Yeah, see, I would say first you need to do it in-house because you need some clarity. At least at least if you're not doing in-house, like hiring them full-time, at least try to find your freelancers and get clarity on what you build a base structure. Because only then agencies will also know what to like build on. But if you get an agency right from the start, and if you feel like they're not working well, then you have to move them. Then again get another agency. They're not working well, move them. Or if you get one agency, they're with you for a very long time, but then kuch hua and they go away, then you're lost, right? Your structure's also gone along with it. So I would say, like, at least according to me, build a basic structure, know what you want, and after that, once you're in a certain level where you have some money, go for an agency.
It's a very ideal world example, like I feel.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Like,
Okay.
Like I have always seen thoda founders log lost ho jate hain. Like, there are a lot of things that they have to do initially when they're starting their, company, their startup. And hiring an agency or hiring an in-house team is just one of the many things that they have to do.
Yeah.
मुझे यहाँ पे लगता है कि personally agency थोड़ा help हो जाती है because at this sector especially around your media or your branding or your digital side, ये लोग थोड़ा help कर देता है because they are expert. You are not an expert in that. So थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे help हो जाती है. But yes, agreed. थोड़ा सा उसके बाद in-house there has to be some kind of people those who can lay the structure, like you said, no?
Exactly.
Build the foundation, and then from there on they can take over.
हाँ, मतलब like if you don't have a designer and all, even getting a freelance designer is going to cost you a bomb.
Correct.
Might as well get like a pura, like I mean a branding agency and like do the whole thing, and after that see like what you can do, right? Like I mean then lay the structure and everything and go ahead.
No, that's true. I mean, you are definitely saving a bomb, which is very important. So perfect.
I mean, unless then if you're going for freelancers, there's also like if you'll find cheap people, but you're also trade off with quality, right? There's a trade off in quality as well, like wherein you are getting people, but then either you have to train them and bring them to the quality, and by the time they leave, or there's some other thing involved, like wherein it's of low quality value.
I recently read, I don't remember the exact name, and I don't remember where I read it, either on Twitter or on LinkedIn. So one of the major challenge that a founder or a startup guy, co-founder faces is that they know that for a particular work they need expert, but then they don't have that money to take in the people for that much amount. Like for instance, I know for instance, if I want to have a good digital marketing team, people will come at a cost, and then I don't have that cost, right? So that's again adding
exactly, and then the founder ends up doing everything by himself.
Correct.
Right.
And एक तो पता नहीं क्या है यार, was this obsession with Facebook ads?
अरे नहीं,
people just think कि Facebook ad is only boosting. right? मतलब वहाँ पे 2 बटन है, दबाया, एक्टिव किया and like live. Like that's not digital marketing, yeah. Especially these founders I'm talking about, not with the freelancers. ये लगा अरे हमें तो आता है, and then they start giving you all the ज्ञान. I'm sitting like this, like yeah, but
Facebook
that's
ads.
not Facebook, you know. There's a lot of analytics and numbers that goes behind. But yeah.
Arey, I mean, they like
Have you seen some
organic.
examples?
Yeah, I mean, like, see, organic reach is dead in Facebook. Okay, so all we used to do, like in my previous companies, were boost, and then like it used to reach a certain number. And then like, so I was at one point like where I like when I was managing social media, I was like, fuck, it's week like reach like it's not hitting the right number, and I have to send my analytics report. Like, can we boost anything? Is there anything that we can boost? And I was chasing that because every week on week we have like these targets of like this thing with a
So
reach
you had
number
a
and
budget
everything.
also, month on month.
I mean, like, so if we justify, then no, we can like boost it. And the performance team, like the ads team, they have like some budget going on. But we need to just justify why we're doing this.
Why we are doing it.
And somehow we can like justify it. But
I mean, because I think people need to come out with the obsession कि Facebook is just boosting. I mean, they need to understand conversion model क्या होता है, attribution क्या होता है पीछे, click through, view through, one day through. There are a lot of
you know
things.
what? There are actually ways you can do it organically. Like I've seen that in like when I was working in my previous company, wherein this thing was that like if you use certain, you should understand your audience. Yeah, like see when I was working with these kids, like I mean the gaming company is catered to kids. You knew that if you keep like very simple, and that too it is like second tier, third tier cities of India. So you knew that they don't really like very complicated stuff. Very simple math question wale posters, if you make it like those basic ass things, with you like make it a little fancy and you send it, it'll blow up. It blew the fuck up organically. So these mini games and everything, because I knew that acha, these guys are kids.
So yeah, I mean Rakshit, since you know the tricks and ways for the organic boosting, top 3 ways, especially for the Facebook, because there are a lot of small scale owners those start their advertisement through Facebook. Organically क्या कर सकते हैं वो लोग? Organically, what are the top 3 ways they can, if not viral, I mean reach out to as many people as possible?
So Abhi, what I've seen is like these reels and all, they're doing pretty well, because like even at least like till last year when I was doing social media actively on Facebook and all the platforms, I saw that these short videos, they were doing well, especially if like every short video there are basic structures where in the first 5 seconds you need to have a hook to capture your audience.
Right.
And doing these things like the basic formula dal ke, like if you make it entertaining, it will do well. That is one.
So even the small scale owners should invest themselves in the reels.
Yeah, I mean, like, see, because although people say that, okay, reels are not that great, oh, you're diluting content and everything, it's actually working. It's the algorithm is pushing it.
So not just, the reel shouldn't just be around the people, it can be around the products also.
It can be around the product, but then, like, see, think about it. If you take any random product, like, say, I know the founders will be like, oh, my product is great and everything. Say if it's any other product, like say this chair. If I take a video of this chair and if I put it on social media, will you watch it? Like when you're scrolling, will you stop and will you watch it? No, right? If it's just a product video. But if you make it entertaining, you would stop and you would watch it, right? That is with any product. How much ever you love your product, if you just shoot your product, it's not going to work.
Right,
but you have to
add
some masalas,
something
so that you can like capture the audience, right? Make them see. In any video, it's about the longer you watch, the better. Then the algorithm knows that your video is actually working,
Right,
so they push it. Right? So you need to retain your audience as much as possible, as long as possible. That's why, like, I mean, why do you think these selfie mane leli aaj and all are working? Because it is cringy and you're like, I can't stop watching it. It's like that, right?
Right, absolutely.
So that's one video. The second thing is like these, I don't know, it depends from industry to industry, but very simple memes. Very simple, very, very, very simple. It shouldn't be too this thing with that. And it should be relatable. It should be related to like what's happening around, what's trending. It could be related to like some local flavors. If you're a Bangalore-based startup, then about Bangalore, like raining. I know people are like this thing with that. It's polarized. But I would say like whatever's happening within the city, right? Like make it as local as
Acha,
possible.
you know this, just adding to your point, I'm forgetting the country name. Either it's in Europe or it's in Singapore. It's a meme university is there where people actually teach you the science behind creating a memes.
I didn't
you
know
know
that.
that something like this.
I didn't know that.
I'll share with you. I have to
Yeah.
Google it out, but I'll share it with you.
There's a video. There's a very
Imagine.
nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a very nice video of how Donald Trump rose to power by using memes. It was by some. I forgot the thing. We'll probably add it in the description. So watch the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like it's a very killer video, right? Like I mean, the power of memes is unparalleled. Like I mean, like you can actually reach your account can blow up like
Right,
crazy.
right,
So that's two. And the third thing would be like say I would say something like games and everything, very simple stuff related to what's trending. I mean, like, actually four, I'll put four. Like one is games because like that I've seen it's worked well like in my previous company and everything. Very simple like math wale. I don't know if companies would want to do that. They're very engagement baity wale questions and everything. Like, you know, just on the top of my head, the color of your shirt and the last thing you ate is your new was that your in-game name. What did you get? Stuff like that. Basic.
So basically, I mean, whatever points you have mentioned
Yeah.
are very new trends,
Yeah.
right? And all the users also need to keep in mind, like especially if you're users as in the small scale or big scale guys, that you have to be very trendy. Like things which worked 5 years back wouldn't work for you now.
Yeah,
Right,
and
so-
even if it worked 5 years back, the whole thing is engagement.
Engagement, right?
The more shares you get, the more comments you get, the more people engage with your content, the better, right? So even if it worked 5 years ago, if like to be honest, if you bring a 5 year ago meme, people will be like, "This is a 5 year old meme, this is a 5 year old meme," but still people laugh because it's actually a good meme, right?
But definitely, I mean, I would like to agree on this, especially on the all the 3 points I've mentioned. These are very new and trendy kind of things. So yeah, I think these will definitely help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And specifically, so you know, I used to do a lot of freelance, you know, earlier. So what I've seen is in the tier 1, and especially when I'm talking about tier 1, the companies who are in the tier 1 working from tier 1, they are still okay to pay you some certain amount. There is a fees underlined for a freelancer, you know, certain if you're from X to X, you'll be paid this much, and if you go beyond 3-5 years experience, you'll be paid this much. What I've seen is it's a good amount for a freelancer. If you're working with 2-3 clients or 2-3 projects, I mean, you're good. I mean, you are getting above the average industry rupee standard. So that's why I think a lot of people want to pursue freelance also as a career. But what I've seen, ironically,
Yeah.
on the flip side, in tier 2 and 3, their digital marketing is still getting introduced, right? You know, but they know, like everyone in their neighborhood, everyone is talking about, अरे यार उसने Amazon में डाल दिया, उसको बहुत अच्छा आ गया, उसको Flipkart में डाल दिया. Like let's suppose take a traditional example of a cloth industry, right? Who make T-shirts and, you know, shorts. So they know, kid, you know, everyone is not now buying offline into bulk, right? They are doing online. Like लोग आते हैं online डालते हैं. No, they know कि एक नया, you know, channel आ गया, distribution network आ गया, wherein people are going to Amazon and buying it. But now they will not keep you on retainer for sure. Because they don't have right now they don't have that confidence on the digital marketing piece. Second is अभी trust नहीं है उतना. ठीक है तुम्हारे ऊपर यार suddenly why I will pay you 40,000 अगर because these are like धंधा guys. तुम भाई कितना डालोगे कितना लाओगे मुझे ये बताओ. उनको बोलोगे आप Facebook में चला दूंगा ये चला दूंगा organically meme you will tell them ये CPA, they will not understand. They give 2 cents about it.
I know.
So how do you, I mean, cater to them? So my question is, these guys इनके साथ कैसे काम करें यार, मतलब, and it's a huge untapped market, huge. I mean, right now the freelancer working is only 5%, 10% of the market. मतलब you go in tier 2, 3, मेरठ जाओ आप देखो, मतलब इतना market है, इतने उन पे पैसा है, they want to invest, but उनको सीधा चाहिए भाई कितना डालोगे कितना लाओगे. So how do you tackle them?
I would say, like, see, have a 70-30 split. You know, 70, like, see, these guys want ROI at the end of the day. Either it could be leads. I mean, like, I don't think they would need leads. They would need money, right?
Correct.
So, like, sales. So, try to run ads as much as possible, right? 30% of your this thing money should be used on, like, whatever money you get, you charge them, should be used on content, to making, like, content that can actually give you a good CTR, give you...
But are you
can
confident that
actually
will turn into money?
like, I mean, see, if you run ads, like you have to do that, like, right? You have to put as much as money. Like if you put a lot of money, if you put 70% of your budget in ads, I think you will get one or two clients at least, right? I mean, depends on the money, how much you're putting, but at least you can convert like one or two clients. And if you show him that, like, see, boss, I've put so much money and I've got you one or two clients, you're showing that you've given them ROI, right? And I would say 30% of content, 30% of the money should go into content, because obviously he does not understand content.
Right.
I would say ideally, in an ideal world, I would say, like, say, keep it 50-50 in an ideal world.
Right, absolutely.
But otherwise, I would say like 70-30 should be a fair split. And once he's comfortable, make it 60-40. And then like increase it. Be like, boss, you're getting a lot of recognition, you're getting a lot of followers and everything. So increase this, and ये भी बढ़ जाएगा वैसे.
अब मेरे साथ क्या प्रॉब्लम है ना, I'll tell you. Like this, like you said, ना ideal way. So मेरे साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है now? Whenever I am explaining these kind of things, like exactly the baseline when I'm explaining them, ये लोग बोलते हैं यार. And when I get a idea, they don't understand what branding is. They don't understand what awareness is. I'm like,
you have
okay,
to dumb it down as much as possible. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, bye. I can't take your project because it gets very.
Yeah,
you can't change the psychology, man, especially of a behavior of these kind of.
Bro, we were
business.
talking about this the other day. Like, I mean, I was talking to this to a friend. Like, marketing in all these, like, not why even go to second tier, third tier city? Go to the like very corner of these small places in Bangalore itself. Marketing to them is like a door-to-door salesman. Like, if you tell people like marketing kar raha hu main, like, I mean, marketing is like a verb, not what you're doing. So it's like, acha, sales, like people associate that with sales, right? Like even like if you see in SP Road especially, you'll see like R&R marketing. May if you go like it's a place where you get electronics and everything, like wholesale mein, and so there if you see, it's like R&R marketing. That's this thing. You feel like, okay, what marketing? Then you realize, acha, they sell stuff related to like all different kinds of equipments and everything. They call it as marketing, but that's not what it is.
Correct.
Right? So they still don't understand the word branding. To leave it, marketing only they don't understand.
That's true. I mean, I've seen. I mean, even while giving induction to all the freshers, I have to first tell them, forget what digital marketing is. Understand what marketing is.
Yeah.
That's what you have to start explaining. And especially it gets very difficult to explain to a higher management who is not from performance or digital marketing, to tell them what digital marketing is, not magic marketing. Then you have to also explain them.
I mean, if your CEO doesn't understand marketing, it's gonna be really tough, right? I mean, like, especially to even convince him why you're using so much money in experimenting. Because if you don't, you won't get value. Like, I mean, you won't know what sticks, right? Like, as you mentioned, I remember like when I was planning to start freelancing and everything, initially, when I asked you like kya karna and everything, you told me straight up, you tell the client that your first, like, boss, will take me 1 month to understand your market, your industry, like what your competitors are doing, putting money and everything. I still remember that. Like, your first month will go into that. And your money, you never know what clicks, what doesn't click. And the person should be comfortable enough to lose that money in the first month. Right? And not many people are able, like, especially like, if you're a fresher, no. People won't trust you.
Pay you, that's true. I mean, okay, so, I mean, since you have talked about freshers, this wasn't there in my list. But how do you think, or tell me some ways, specifically for my real content, I need this. Tell me how a fresher can get into a freelancing, or 2-3 ways that he can, try to grab projects here and there, apart from Fiverr and other things that are there.
Bro, I would say don't expect payment in the start. Like, I mean, do it for free, get experience.
Excellent.
Build your experience. That's what I did. Like, in my, from my college, like from my first, I started doing this thing was that internships, free internships from my first semester of engineering.
Excellent.
Like, I was each and every semester, I did something or the other, even if it's within college, outside college, whatever, but for free. I did not expect payment at all. Then in my, like, when I got in my final year of engineering and everything.
When you had some kind of expertise.
Yeah, then I could tell them, like, even in my first job also, I could tell them that, boss, I've done this all my life. That is why you need to pay me so much. Right? I had like a bucket loads of experience.
So point A, I mean, work for experience first rather than pumping in your money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And
Second thing, like, what is the question? Like, how do you find?
how can you get into freelance? Like sneak into projects initially.
I mean, see, like, find someone who's already doing freelancing and work with them. Work with them, under them, like even if it's for like a menial pay, like work under them because they have projects. They'll need help. So help them out. Like tell them like this thing. I mean, if you know people, that
I
would be
think
a second
classic way is getting your family and friends.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You
Family and
catch,
friends.
catch out to them if you can't.
Yeah.
Convince them. How will you convince them?
Exactly.
Do it.
Sell it to your family.
Yeah. And adding to your first point, do it for free.
Yeah.
They will also do it.
Yeah. Be like,
Yeah.
I'll do it for free.
No, that's how I got my first freelance project.
You told me. Yeah.
I
You're,
caught hold of someone from my family, and I was like, let me do it, like and that's how I learned.
What is that
everything.
about?
It was about real estate, so I mean, gives you a good idea about the project. So,
I thought you did something related tutoring also, something.
that was quite later.
Acha.
Yeah, into e-commerce and tutoring, that was quite later. Initially, it started with the real estate
Okay.
freelance.
Wow. Okay.
Nice. Okay, cool. So one major thing that the agencies work around is getting awards. All right,
Okay.
so let's talk about awards.
Wow. Okay.
Uh,
Glamorous.
I know a lot of big agencies to small agencies, though explicitly work for awards. I mean,
Bro.
awards के बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे.
Bro, I got a call yesterday itself. I got a call from this. I'll take the name. Fuck it. ET Brand Equity, saying that do you want to pay money and this thing was that get into this thing was that nominate yourself.
Nominate.
I'm like,
And that to nominate. Huh?
yeah, nominate yourself. Pay money to get nominated. First I got a mail. I like, ठीक है, fuck it, ignore. Then they called me up. I like, how do you get my number? But still, I like. I'm not interested, dude.
We got from the marketing circle we have.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
So I wanted to know was we'll not talk about the awards and what are the different types of awards that are happening. मुझे ये पूछना है कि award functions होते हैं and they cater almost all the verticals.
Yeah.
Like best content, best design, best design in a content, best videos, best anthem. So how these agency people can learn and understand from the awardees or from the nomination?
Yeah,
What's
to
your
be
take on
honest, I'm very skeptical about awards because I've heard that people pay and get these awards. A lot of them, right? So I'm very skeptical ki like do agencies do they really need to even trust them and learn from them when it's paid? Rather there might be like so many other works. Like I mean, I've been following like these Feedly and all that in which they feature like I get these daily or weekly these like updates on best print ads and everything.
Right.
Those are great. Or else like if you're going for international big ones, I don't know if they are paid or whatever, but at least Canes and all, I don't know. I don't think those would be. I don't know, like you can tell me if they are. But
so see,
they are great
entry
ads.
is always required for nomination wise. It's always required, but how much can be it influenced on winning? That's a separate topic, because some, like you said, some are influenced and some are not.
I mean, there's also this perception, right? Like, I mean, if you see Ogilvy, there, and then you see some random XYZ, you'll still be like, acha, even if it's bad also, you'll be like, acha, brand name hai.
No, so इसमें Rakshit,
You'll have that bias.
जैसे recently I've figured this out कि it also depends on the awards, like it is done by who, like you said Cannes, right? अब Cannes का पीछे sponsor कौन है? Like for example, it is Tiger Global or SoftBank. Then SoftBank will automatically influence those companies or those startups which they have backed up. Now one for the emerging and one for already the emerged, something like that. So that is also there, directly, indirectly. So, but yeah, I mean, from the learning perspective, I want to understand, like, can a fresher or can an agency learn from the nominated awards? Like, yaar, inka content
I can
bahut
tell
acha
you
hai.
one thing. I can tell you one thing. Like, this is something really funny. Like, yeah, you can learn, but don't fucking copy exactly. ठीक है? Like, when Cadbury did that ad with Shah Rukh, like second tier, third tier cities में like Diwali के लिए, like wherein Shah Rukh was talking about these, like I mean, तुम लोग खरीद सकते हो इस दुकान से, and then he used to take the money, name using AI and ML and everything. They made it like Shah Rukh was endorsing brands which are popular in that particular region.
Okay.
Zomato, I guess, did the same ad with Hrithik a few months later after they this thing, I think it was Ogilvy, and they won for this ad. Like they won an award in
Where
Cannes.
Hrithik is not having time. That
with
one.
Hrithik.
He's not having time for
Yeah,
the shoot. Okay.
yeah. Hrithik, like with Hrithik or someone, like they did the same ad
Concept
on,
wise.
same concept, same AI, ML and everything. Everybody, everywhere, social samosas, everything said that they copied. I mean, but then it was good. But I don't go and do the exact same thing, yeah.
Right,
Like I mean, adapt it in
And
some.
that is
in a
too
way.
stupid, yeah. If actually that happened, I don't know that Cadbury wala thing, but I need to see
It did. You should check it out. Shah Rukh wala.
Because when I first saw the Hrithik wala was the only thing I saw. मेरे को तो अच्छा लगा, good idea. But I made it for the first time.
It came from it before that was Shah Rukh.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
अच्छा
yeah.
देखना पड़ेगा. All right, Rakshit. With that, I think it was lovely having an interaction with you.
But wait, before I know you're going to end, but before you end, we always end our video podcast these days
Okay.
with a fun game. Okay, and
All right,
I've
let's
brought
do
that
it.
tradition over here.
I
have this game, and we're calling it. So this segment is called Rapid Brew. Okay, wherein I shuffle a few cards, and these cards have some questions. Okay, and you will have to answer it in 12 seconds or less.
अरे यार I don't want to sound dumb now.
You won't sound
should
dumb. Trust me, you won't sound dumb.
Okay.
It's gonna be.
You
It's
should
gonna
have
be
shown this
chill.
with me. Yeah.
Now, pick.
Okay, I'll pick the first card.
Okay.
I should read it.
What is that? Yeah, read the question.
Oh damn. What's something interesting you recently learned
Yeah, what's something recently?
from the marketing perspective, right?
Anything, any perspective.
I just have started reading Bhagavad Gita, but I know no facts here and there, but I want to actually read the full-fledged
Wow,
version.
okay.
So that I've started learning something new.
Uh-huh.
But from the marketing perspective, I'll tell you. So I've started learning the concepts and ideas and rationale behind all the marketing aspects. Since I'm more being elevated to the senior management now. So it's not just technical that you have to be good at. Like it's already proven kind of that I know the stuff. So I'm more into the leadership role. So I'm trying to understand the psychology and what marketing rationals are. So I'm reading a couple of books here and there, but that's something which I'm into right now, reading and learning.
Love it.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick a card from front or middle or what?
Okay, I'll pick from middle.
Okay.
You will also answer this, right? So how many
No,
cards?
only you're picking.
Oh no, you also have to answer. What's your single greatest achievement?
Yeah.
No achievement, man. No achievement. I'll tell you, but I was very proud of one thing. So I have no achievement, honestly, till now, that I'm very proud of. But so when I was a trainer, so when I was a trainer, I met my first batch, and there are a lot of guys who needed job and all. Those who come into digital marketing to change a field, to change their field, or to get a higher salary package. And one of the student I know was quite in need of a salary because of his financial conditions and all. So I did not say it to him, but I felt from deep inside that my literal thoughts were to tension mat le, teri job lag jayegi, like something like that. And when the whole batch and everything started, personally I was invested a lot in him. Like I wanted him to do and succeed and kind of get that job.
Yeah.
So I think when he first called me, because I knew that day that he had went for a placement outside, and he called me saying, "Praney sir, job lag gayi hai meri." I was like so happy.
Wow.
I can't tell you that fatherly feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Your first batch
so
that
first time I actually felt, even before joining, that as being as a tutor, that I'm giving it back finally to the society. I'm doing something which is making real time changes.
Wow.
So that was, I think, a sense of achievement. So yeah.
Wow, that's lovely.
Okay, now the last and then three you have to pick.
Okay.
Okay, I'll pick the top one.
Yeah.
What's one item on your professional bucket list? Yeah, I'm not good professionally, yaar. Professionally, again, like I said, starting when I'm moving more towards the leadership role.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm learning more the art of being human to human. Having that emotional.
Salman Khan.
No. I feel like in this startup world or this in corporate world, हम लोग ना बहुत mechanical हो गए हैं. Like we are very much behind numbers, results, I think it's there, but people are losing their touch, like, which makes them human, their emotional connect, their what binds them. People stop, like, other than good morning, good afternoon, like, they don't even know what their teammate does, and what their family size. मतलब जानने की जरूरत नहीं है, but example ये कि try to know each other more. That personal angle needs to be there. I think so. That's why they say when you reach at the top, it's quite lonely. It's because that's the culture ही यही promote हो रहा है, right? Again, it's if you are good, if you are with all the people, even if you reach the top, there will be 10 people standing beside you. So I think that quality is missing. So this is what I'm trying to learn.
Love it.
As professionally, how I can not just be behind the numbers, but also like take care of everyone within the team, outside the team.
Wow.
Cool. So all right. So now your turn.
Okay.
Let me shuffle it.
Afraid.
All right. Pick one.
Okay. Oh, I got a different thing. What's one item on your personal bucket list?
Oh wow.
I mean, I think it would be this Brew Your Market, growing it, and I don't know to what extent, to be honest. Like even now, if you ask me like, what do you want to see Brew Your Market to become? I have no fucking idea. But I know that I want to be able to be at a point where we are not, like right now we're blowing a lot of money, we'll be honest. But I want to be at a position where the business itself is just like putting the money, even if we're not like making anything out of it, breaking even.
Right.
I want to be at that position. That's something in my personal bucket.
I should have used this answer as professional, yeah. What a great answer. All right, let me shuffle again for you.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Multiple shuffles. I'm scared now. Same. What's one item on my professional bucket list?
Okay, we'll cancel this. Wait. I'll put the card aside. I'll have it another one.
Yeah.
We'll shuffle it again.
Okay. Okay. What's the best career advice you've received? Shit.
Wow, that's a good one. I think a lot of people would like to know this. Yeah. I got my real content. So yeah.
What's the best career advice you could receive? You have received? I mean, one thing was that, like, not received per se, but what I've seen, what I've noticed, like in all my interviews and everything, is that have something going on which is not just in your which is not just your career, right? Like have a life outside your career, and like that can actually add value to your professional life as well. Like even if it is like, say I used to work in this NGO, you and I, okay? And that I worked there for 4 years, like volunteering for 4 years for free. Like I recently had to quit like this year because of some reasons. But I know. But those 4 years, like they had like trainings, working with kids, teaching them and everything has taught me so much that like it also adds value to your profile professionally, of course, but also it teaches you that whatever you've learned from that, you always learn from whatever experience that you've had. Like whatever small thing you do, you'll always learn something. You can utilize that in your, like I use that in my interviews. I use whatever I learned in my this thing in that NGO stuff, whatever I learned, I use that in my interview, and I got this role. Like at LinkedIn also, I got the job by using a few concepts in the interview, by telling the interviewer that this.
So keep doing a lot of things. You never know what.
Yeah, you never know what will help. Even if you feel like, okay, this is not related to what I'm doing at all, but it might actually help you.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, good one. Last one. Shuffling again. I hope that's not a.
What's one of your special talents?
Okay, wow.
I believe that I can sing. I mean,
You can sing or you can sink while singing.
Something of the two, but I believe I can do that. I don't know how much of it comes out. Like, I mean, some people have told me it's bad. Some people have told me it's, I don't know if they're trying to be nice to me and they told me it's good.
After drinking you sing or your bathroom singer?
After drinking I sing amazing.
I've seen your story.
Yeah, after drinking I'm like Arjit Singh se bhi upar. But then when I'm sober, I can try somewhat. Yeah, I'm not going to sing, but I this is my special talent question. That's it.
To hear him
Done.
singing, guys, please do follow him on Instagram. At least that's
we
where
hit 1 million. I'll sing.
that's where he is actively active on his social life. So there you can see his listening skills. All right.
Perfect. Man.
With this, thanks, Akshit.
Lovely.
it
I
was
had a lot of fun.
Same, yeah, same. Had a great time.
Yeah.
I mean, good interaction. Thanks.
We'll do more episodes.
Yes.